Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be two pieces. The first is I have an unmailing today to share with you all, and the second is going to be my June plan with me. So I am opening up a piece of mail from a dear friend of mine, Liz, and she has her own planning channel called Planning Period, and I'm going to put that up here on the screen for you all. Definitely check her out. She is, like I said, she's a good friend of mine. She puts some great videos up, and yeah, so definitely give her a shot. She also subscribes to different boxes than I do, so you can definitely get an idea for the different kinds of things that are out there. So the first thing I want to point out, again, as always, are these most adorable stamps that people get, that I get on the mail. The post office is kind of colored on these, which is not ideal, but that's fine. I'll just actually end up cutting them out and using them maybe in a spread somewhere. So let's go ahead and open this. I've actually already unwrapped it just to make it easier, but so Liz and I send each other things about once a month. Sometimes they're things that we know the other person will like. Sometimes they're things that we really liked using recently, and so we wanted to share the love. Okay, I don't know what happened to the video. For some reason it cut out, so I'm gonna pick up, I guess, where I left off. So this wonderful set of stamps actually goes along with some pieces that Liz sent me a couple months ago. They're from the Planner Addict box. They're die cuts in kind of like a forest theme. And these are, I guess, the stamps that go with them. And they're super cute. I love this hedgehog. And actually, we got hedgehog stickers in my last Zen Pop box, I think. So actually a hedgehog theme would be really cool. I'll have to see if I have enough for it. But those are pretty awesome. Thank you, Liz. And then, oh, a whole bunch of ice cream. It looks like die cuts. And these are like a really nice size. They would make good pieces for bookmarks and Happy Mail and all sorts of stuff. I love this one. Strawberries are my absolute favorite. I might need to do a strawberry theme. I don't know. Can you tell that I'm brainstorming for my June theme? I hope so, because that's exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, oh wow, these are really cool. I don't know. You know what? These actually would go really well maybe for a July theme of like summer and sweets, because that would also go really well with these stickers that she sent. So I might have to give these a shot. So thank you very much, Liz. I'm actually going to be putting together a pack for Liz as well, which you'll see me pack a little bit later in another video. So let's go ahead and get to the plan with me. Hi everyone. So today I'm going to be creating my June monthly spreads in my bullet journal, and I'm playing with transitions today, so bear with me through that. And I've already pulled the supplies and I'm just kind of showing them off, and I really wanted to use a variety of things that I hadn't used before. So stickers and some stamps and some sticky notes and things that I hadn't quite used. So yeah, the theme ended up being, I guess, sky, nighttime, space, galaxy. I did not keep it too specific, so you'll see like a variety of things like sun, or not sun, but like moon and stars and clouds and things like that. I am using the stamp set that my dear friend Liz gave me in the unmailing, and I'm going to start out with a brain dump page as always, and I'm going to keep this one fairly simple if I recall accurately. And I actually tend to keep those fairly simple because they really are a place to put notes and a place to kind of record thoughts. So, okay. So this stamp set is actually one of the first rubber stamp sets that I got, and I'm using those Brilliance Dew Point stamps or inks that I recently opened, and I did a test with those, and I'll link that somewhere. But I just do, I like them a lot because they were kind of, I don't know, they were nighttime, they had stars, they had butterflies, very natural, nature themed, and I really kind of enjoyed them. So this set of sticky notes is a set of black paper sticky notes that I got in a Zen Pop box. and I decided to do something a little different. And I should mention that I created this while final exams were going on, so it really kind of was about how can I get this done quickly, and also how can I use things that I haven't used before. So I'm just going to put my little quick view calendar, or actually I'm going to put the title of the month on there, and I'm using a variety of gel pens to do that. And I'm just going to stick that on, I think it's the top, the top right corner is where I decide to put it. And I'm going to secure that down with a few stickers. And I decide on these. I actually think those stickers came in a Zenpop box too, so I just decide on some pretty constellation stickers and some planet stickers to add to the page. The Sarasa pens that I use throughout, they're actually kind of the pens that I focus on, and I didn't quite mean to do that, but that multicolored Sarasa pen, clip pen, also came from a Zenpop box, and the Pilot Juicy that I'm using to do the small writing here, it's 0.38 millimeter, also a gift from my dear friend Liz. And then I am pulling out some lantern stickers, and I mean, they're not technically space themed, but I do really kind of like the idea of like light in the darkness. So I thought they worked. I thought they were like kind of like a nice addition, and I got those just from AliExpress. And then the constellation stickers that you'll see me use a couple different times, that are the stars, like the zodiac, are from Five Below. Those right there. Now I'm just going to finish the page off with some stamping, and then we'll move on to the calendar page. Okay, so I'm going to do the June calendar here, and again, I don't know, I feel really playful right now with colors, so I'm not using the typical like black ink to trace out things that I normally would, and you can kind of see as I flip through the bullet journal to check the dates that I do tend to use blacks and browns, but I decided to go for something a little bit different. So I don't think that's not true, I do use black on this page, but it's in with a quill pen. So I'm just counting out the spaces. And my boxes end up being 7 by 7, and you know, I did the boxes because that's what I had been doing, but I actually feel like I don't need them, so I might for July forego the boxes for maybe a list style, like almost like a more traditional bullet journal style. So I'm just marking out the boxes, and I already know that June starts on a Saturday, so I'm going to create those 2 boxes at the top, and then everything else will be a little bit down. And I'm using, I think it's another Sarasa pen, but I'll have to go back and check. But it's a blue glitter pen, again, from a Zenpop box. Although now that I say that, I feel like it might have been a well-inked box that I got that in. But it is, I think it's 0.7. It's thicker than I tend to like, but I really do like the color and the sparkle that it can add to a page. So I'm going to use it to outline the boxes. And it does have some skipping issues. You see me like trace over a couple lines there. Go over things a couple times to kind of make sure that there's a nice big pop, but I like the pen enough to keep using it, so I'm definitely going to continue. Don't know that I'll purchase it purchase it without it coming in a box, just because of the skipping problem, and then of course also the millimeter size. I prefer a smaller nib, but I really do like it, so I do enjoy it. As usual, as I did last month, I made a mistake in counting, so I'm going to go back with a whiteout pen, and that's just a pen from the Dollar Tree. One of these days I might do a Dollar Tree haul and kind of show you the planner accessories that I really purchased from the Dollar Tree, because I don't really think you need to spend a whole lot of money to do some of these things, and if I can save money, I'm going to. So I'm going to go ahead and finish out these boxes, and then we'll take a look at what I am numbering them with. Okay, so I'm using some inks from, I think they're Dr. Phil Martin inks, and I am using a black Bombay ink and then an iridescent copper, and I wanted, again, I think my theme this month is using things that I feel like I should be using more often, and ink is definitely one of them. I love ink, and I love using it with brushes, and I love using it with pens. So I'm using the Chinese calligraphy paintbrush brush that I bought a couple weeks ago from the Maomu bookstore, and I wasn't certain that I wanted to use it, but I did want to test it out, and I really like the thickness and the quality that it kind of gives me. So while that dries, I just went back and I I marked out the dates, and I just used a silver gel pen that came in a pack from the Target Dollar Spot. And there's no brand to it. It just came in a set of really unique, almost desert style colors, and so I'm just going to use that there. Again, it's a thicker nib than I like, but it worked really well. So I'm just going to finish numbering. I'm going to number everything out, and then I'm actually going to go back, and now I'm going to use that black ink. Actually, I take that back. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start by doing the date. I actually don't think the ink was dry, so I ended up wanting to give it another minute. So these full moon sticky notes, again, came in a Zen pop box, and I'm using the Itoya calligraphy. They're double-sided markers to use to create a little more traditional calligraphy style to write the month of June, and then of course to put 2019. And I'm just going to glue that, or tape it, I guess, to the top of the page, almost like you can see the bottom half of the moon underneath. I just thought it looked really nice, and it was a nice little tag. And then I pull out those lantern stickers again, and I decide on a lantern to go next to it. I really enjoyed making this. As I go back and watch it, I'm really excited for June. And I'm recording this a couple days before June starts, so I'm actually kind of excited. Okay, now I'm getting into the black ink, and I'm going to use this quill that I got from Dip Pen. It's a dip fountain pen. I don't know why I'm calling it a quill. But a dip fountain pen that I just bought off of Amazon way back when I started using ink for the first time, to write out the days of the week in just a simple cursive handwriting. This pen is not very comfortable to write with, and I do want to get a different one to kind of be my go-to. But again, I'm trying to use things that I don't use that often, so I wanted to give this one another go before I decided to most likely donate it or give it away. And I liked it because it came with interchangeable nibs, so you could get like different quality of things. So it doesn't fit right in my hand very well, and you can kind of see that it takes me a couple tries to get my writing down right. But it worked. I mean, it worked. I got what I wanted from it. So now I'm just going to finish up the page with some stamps, and I'm using, again, that Dew Point Brilliance Dewdrop, not Dew Point, Dewdrop ink, and those pads are super, super juicy. So just bear that in mind if you ever use those. And I'm just using some star stamps that came from, I think, Target. They're just random. They're not very high quality, but they serve the purpose. Okay, so moving on to the last 2 pages, I need to do the trigger tracker and my habit tracker. If you haven't, go ahead and check out my friend Liz's channel, and she did this really awesome video recently on habit tracking, and I think mood tracking too, but I know habit tracking for sure. And I really took inspiration from the things that she said when I did this. If you saw my May plan with me, you know that I tend to do like a full page spread list style, but I've noticed the past couple months that I haven't been kind of going back and revisiting it and filling in the habits. So I wanted to take time, and Liz talks a little bit about this, but kind of almost intentionally write each one out separately to really be sure about the habits that I'm tracking. So I only chose 4 habits this month. It's my summer, and during the summertime I really like to focus on setting up good habits for the next school year. So one of the habits I think I pick, of course, drinking water is a good habit to have, but I also pick getting back into my ballet stretches. My feet are healing. I have a chronic condition, and I can't always do ballet, especially when I'm walking around the classroom all day. So I'm going to try to spend this summer and get some of my flexibility back, and to get my my turnout back. So I tried to focus on that. And I have my bullet journal with me because I want to go ahead and, I guess, tell you what my other habits that I chose were as I write them out. So I chose my ballet stretching. I chose, Duolingo practice to focus on my Mandarin and my French. Living minimally and living green. That's a focus I have for this year. And also drinking water. So those are the 4 habits that I kind of chose to focus on. And I really did want to choose to kind of live a little more intentionally this summer. So that's really kind of the focus. Again, I'm using some Sarasa clip pens, which I originally got in a Zen pop box, but ended up buying the full pack because I just loved writing with them so much. The last page that I'm going to build is my trigger tracking page, which if you saw my May plan with me, you already kind of know what it's about. But if you don't, I have chronic anxiety and I also suffer from migraines. And it is really helpful to me to track those symptoms, to track those triggers, to kind of put together what I can do to avoid having those symptoms. So I build one of these pages every month. Last month, if you recall, I was not happy with how it turned out. Fortunately, I only ended up needing the page once or twice. But this time, I still want to kind of, I want to get a little more free in the way that I build these pages so that I'm not kind of tied down to something. And so I decided on an even more minimal style this time. I'm just gluing on those full moon sticky notes, and originally I was going to try and do all the way to the new moon, and then you see I'm going to realize in a second here that I don't have enough space for that, so I end up deciding to just do the 3/4 moon and the full moon, and just give myself 4 spaces, and I'll probably end up writing all over those 4 spaces, so I'm not going to tie myself down with just those 4 blocks. I'm just going to add a few stickers to this page, kind of to help hold these sticky notes down because I kind of realized that I've bulked up the pages a little bit. And I'm going to use these blue stickers that they're just geometric shapes, and I got them off of AliExpress. I have them in blue and I think orange, and they're kind of cool. I really like to have them as backgrounds to something. So I'm going to lay a couple of those down, and then I'm going to put stamps on top, some of the star stamps on top to give it again, that galaxy nighttime sky feel. And then I think I finished out with some of these constellation stickers again, just to add a little, pizzazz to the page or whatever. I guess to just fill in some of that space a little bit. Okay, so just a final flip through, again, the brain dump page and the opener, and then I have the calendar, the trigger tracker, and my habits page. Thank you all for watching.